Hey lads, my name is Skychrew and welcome to a small, I would say a personal, for the first time ever, review on anything, a review to the Squid Games. Now, yesterday I've been watching Squid until 5 a.m. and it's been honestly an amazing series, an interesting game, and an interesting episodes of series and episodes of Squid Game in general. I want to talk and I want to quickly, briefly explain my points of view and what I think about personally about this. I've never done this, but I think I had a vision, I had some kind of a mindset to it. I want to try my best to explain what I think about it, my opinion about it, of Skychrew's opinion. I don't know if somebody matters. Like they say, nobody cares. But still, regardless of that opinion, I'm still gonna do it. Squid Game is kind of very, very dark series of unfortunate events, I would say, in Korea. So the game itself was made somewhere in the Korean island. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't one of the Korean island, where they started collecting from 1995 all the way to 2020. The games. So these games have been starting from 1995 because we saw the archive. During the film, there was one detective who made inside the island secretly. Pretending to be a worker, and his name was Hwan Jung-ho. So he's apparently the detective and the police. Again, quickly, is a spoiler alert. I forgot to mention. Spoiler alert if you didn't saw Squid Game, okay? Forgot to tell this. But I'm definitely going to put it in the description, or in the title even. In my opinion, this is one of the most, emotional, I would say, and at the same time dark, emotional, and horror film. Drama, I would say. At the same time, drama, horror, emotional as heck, dude. I don't know if it's impossible to not drop a tear, at least, because there are some very, very strong moments there. The main point of this is there is a person who was so bored with his money, and he was rich, and he was so bored with his money, and since he didn't want to end up being depressed while having a lot of money, he decided to create a game of people trying to play several games, starting from green light, red light, dalgona. It's the cans that you need to cut, the bridge game, the marbles game, the tug of war as well. Usually it's all the kids game from North Korea, right? But if you lose in one of those games, you die. You technically die. In horrible ways, generally. I think that's pretty crazy concept. It's not something that we haven't seen before. We haven't seen something similar to an actual games that has a price, and at the same time you need to kill each other for that. They went so far in the film that the actors, the characters, started killing each other at the night because it was allowed, and it apparently eliminated other players. It was fine to do that. Let's just say every rule that you think it was illegal and now is normal into that island where people got transported. But it was their own decision, by the way. Do you know what happened? There was 456 players in total. Generally speaking, those players combined all in one go because those players, all 456, were struggling with money and financially. They couldn't even afford anything much. Rent, they were in debt, unfortunate life and stuff like that. Just in my opinion, they all had the choice, and they got a special card that invited them to the game. And apparently, in short term, everybody decided to go there. Of course, they had to go to at midnight, to a separate place at night where they had to be kidnapped in a way. They got sleep gas. They woke up in the already game itself. They woke up in the game. They collected 456 people from across Korea, I think Korea. And they tried to combine all together in one room. They woke up and they start to announce the games, what's happening. Quick short note. You probably already know red light, green light stuff. You probably know the glass bridge already. You probably know everything, right, about it. There's red light, green light, the dalgona game, the tug of war game, the marble game, the glass bridge, and the squid game. In total, there are 6 games. I think there are 6 games in total, including one extra, which is usually not the game itself, but as survival. Survive at night while you're sleeping. That's another, in a way, sort of game. let's just say that I'm not gonna cut. I'm just gonna be very short. In my opinion, the film represents a lot of like violence. Clearly, yeah, hanging, killing, in any shape or form. There was a lot of sad moments, of course, where for example, there was Abdul Ali, someone from Pakistan, of course, the character as well. He was lied from his friend, that they went along through all these games. He was lied to the point where he had to fake one of the things that was the marbles, that there was 10 marbles for each person. If you win both from the other player 10 marbles, the other person dies. But the game master decided to trick them and say, choose your partner, right? Because there'll be even less chances to have stronger teams after. They eliminated, sadly. There was a lot of tragic moments. There was a lot of sad moments, like sacrificing yourself for a girl to keep going to live. There was even a couple married, one had to move on and another one had to die. Very dark, I would say. Very, very creepy. If you see on YouTube some videos like Squid Game funny memes, yes, it's all fan made, and like the games are like actual games, not that crap game, like Roblox, red light, green light. Those are just games, right? We are talking about generally the real series here from the show. I'm covering that, and I'm not counting animations. I don't take into account games that's like on computer or mobile, anything related. Here we're completely talking about the series itself from Netflix that came out there. In my opinion, like, just to know how far you're gonna go for money, right? Here's the trick. They all had a choice to leave. There was an old man, player 001, named Oh Young-soo, I think. Oinam or something like that. The old man. The player 001. Which, apparently, huge major spoiler alert, if you didn't know, was the game master, the creator of Squid Games. Yes, the old man. Apparently, the one that I was freaking sad about, I think, that he was old and stuff like that, he decided to play along, which is the weirdest thing to me. Of course, Jihan passed the games. Spoiler again. Not a big surprise, because we said we get to see him at the start of the film. We get to see how he starts off. I just don't understand, why would an old man, just because of fun, because he was bored with his money, and just because he was actually bored, he decided to create such games to bet on people as horses. You know the horse game where they run and you bet on one, and the one, of course, wins, or the other one. The same here. The VIPs, there was this group of people that are super rich, came into that island along with the game master, and get to see the people that kill themselves, and they're bidding on the number of the player who's gonna win at the end. And the bidding is gonna be on the human. The bidding is on human life, which is absolutely crazy and savage, dude. I don't know why people made a big deal out of it in a way. It's understandable that it's like crazy, very popular thing, but yes, there are a lot of YouTubers and stuff like that playing the games. But I didn't see not much people talking about the actual series himself. If you think about it, and if you think for a second, the series itself is pretty dark. There is tons of blood. Every freaking episode has a lot of deaths, blood. Absolutely crazy stuff happening there, dude. It's just, in my opinion, the old man, why'd choose him as the end game villain? Like I would say. But Jihan had to suffer the most because he lost one of his friends. He lost a childhood friend, he had to kill him. Even though at the end he offered him a victory, like, together, let's leave. Sang-woo gave up. Sang-woo also had to kill himself. Another character, of course, one of the characters, who had to give up his life to keep going for Jihan. So the Jihan would keep moving on with the money that he won. But he wasn't really happy winning it, and he didn't even use it at all. Instead, the girl, there was a Korean girl, Hyung-jung, I think, that had a brother, and she tried her best to pass the games, although all 6 games. Sadly, on the 5th game, the glass broke and hit her, one of the organs, I think, too hard. My most annoying and the most disgusting thing that I was thinking about is that Sang-woo already killed the girl, when she was already dying. Like, she's literally already bleeding to death. He keeps freaking going crazy with that shit. He destroyed her. He cut at her throat, dude. And still, it's absolutely savage to me to think that she would lose. She would lose no matter what. She would not go to the next game. She would automatically die. No, they still decided to just... The guy, Sang-woo, was absolutely crazy. He was paranoid with money and he wanted to win because he was, like... At this point, he was not himself. His mind was blurred out with money that he saw. Actually, the price for the money was around 38 or 35 million dollars. I tried to translate that to won. Won, I think, is the Korean currency, and I translated it to the dollars. It was absolutely crazy amount. No shit, they killed each other. I would say. In my opinion, the film has a lot of like mystery in it. Obviously, there is some mystery. Obviously, there's something that's creepy. A lot of story that hasn't been revealed yet. Who started the game? Why did they start the game? Like, what's the particular reason? And they never showed the process how it started. Luckily, at the end of they have big major spoilers for people who didn't even see the whole episodes yet. This is the last episode I'm going to talk about. So Ji-hong, the guy who joined the game for the first time, player 456, he won the games, but he didn't win on purpose. He actually wanted to give up and leave with his best friend Sang-woo. I don't know if they're brothers and have the same mother, but I'm in between. I only watched it yesterday, but they were very, very, very best friends from the childhood. Very, very best friends. And they even talked about each other so many times. Just to see this, it's kind of crazy to see that money blurs you out so much. And I had a lesson from this myself. Freaking never take bank loan in your life, dude. If you're desperate, don't take bank loan. It ends up very shitty. You need to return it and it's gonna be bad. You'll have nightmares to return it, honestly. And the most craziest to me idea was every player who was introduced there. The first game was red light, green light, where you have to go on the green light and stop on the red one. Every person that played at the start of the game, they did not realize that when you lose the game, you get eliminated. But eliminated in a way you just leave the island back to your house. No. They freaking kill you, dude, with a shotgun or a sniper. Absolutely crazy. And when they saw that, more than 200 people started panicking and moving while the doll said the red light. Therefore, half of the players immediately were eliminated from the first round. You know what happened after the first round? When 256, I think, people survived, or at least 200 and plus. Generally speaking, what happened next is they started to make a vote. One guy said, "Can we leave here, please?" They start begging. They begging the guards, which was wearing pink. I don't know if you can see it from here. I think I have it somewhere here. No. Anyways, there was pink guards. Maybe the costume you've seen with a square, triangle, and circle. They gave him a choice. They had a choice to vote to leave the games, which was 300. I think there was in total 201 people or 301 people. I think there was 301 people survived. So either 201, 300 people, or 301 people survived. But you had a choice to vote to leave because people are going nuts and crazy. They were apologizing. They said, "We will pay you everything," because they start losing their mind. Because obviously, when they saw that much deaths, you could lose your mind and you want to leave immediately back to house, leave this area as fast as possible. That's what they did. They tried to vote. And it turned out, before they actually started voting, they showed the prize money. They actually showed the prize money, which included this. So you can technically see on this side of the screen there. That's a big piggy bank that had inside millions of dollars, to say the least. 20 or 15 or... There's at least $28 million. That's an insane amount of money. That's higher than Mr. Beast level. When they saw this, they start to think in their lives. Do we go back to voting? Or do we keep playing? Well, You'll be surprised. After seeing the deaths and what they had to go through, they said, "Then you want to continue or you want to leave," when they saw the price. After seeing the actual cash prize, people start to think and they start to like talk to each other. Let's vote. So there was 2 buttons. I'll try to show you. They had the 2 buttons right there. They had 2 buttons, which is green, continue playing, and red, stop playing, right? There was 300 and I think in total there was 300 players. Let's assume 301 players. 150 of them decided to keep going, and 150 wanted to leave. But you know what's funny? They started to count the players from the biggest number to the lowest, so all the way to 001. It started from 456 and then it was 453 if I remember, and it went all the way to 002 or 003, and then they reached equal in number. However, there was 1 person still to vote, which was exactly this man. This man had the fate of 200 plus people, and guess what? Spoiler again, he voted to leave the game. He pressed X. Think about it. The game were discontinued. Every person that played decided to leave and go back to their homes. Hey, they're saved. Good news, right? Whoever hell gonna return to the place where you died, where you saw literally hundreds of people die? Hell no, dude. You know what happened? Human psychology came in, dude. Human psychology came in. People start to have, again, nightmare life because of money. And you know what they come up? After some time, after like a week or 2 weeks time, people start to struggle again in life so much. And they decided to, like, some people were so upset they tried to even commit, you know? But it turned out that they received again the invitation card saying where to go. The same place, the same time, the same day, like the same day of the week. For example, Sunday midnight, right? Guess what? After the people had the choice, they all voted. They all left. But every player received the card again after 2 weeks. Guess what? 91% of people out of 200 or 250 plus people freaking returned. You know why? The main reason is money. People want money. People cannot live it without it. And they were so desperate. So you get the idea, right? That's where it came from. There it is, there's your idea. People were so desperate for money, they decided to return to the games where you can literally die, and you saw hundreds of people dead. That's why I'm telling you, never take bank loans in real life. Never try to go in debt. Don't never take money to lend from someone else. It's gonna end up fucking terrible, dude. Small amounts maybe from your best friend. Trust me, I've seen what happened, and even your best friends can turn into your worst enemies. So be careful what you're doing. Try to economize, or if you have a lot, well, enjoy your life. But just gonna say, the film itself really is mind-boggling to me. I cried because I think the film had a lot of deaths in it, to the point where they imagine a guy was fooled by another idiot. No, the smart guy, actually. He was fooled by a smart guy, but the guy had a family. The woman with a 5 or 2 years old kid. He was lied to. With the marbles game. He put freaking rocks in there, dude. And he took it away. He took the bag away while he said, go check what the other do. I'll protect your bag. He took his bag, pouch, filled it with rocks. And he said, I'll cover it here. He did the most smartest thing possible when you're desperate for life. He fooled him and he died. Then, I freaking thought that this guy died as well. Because he lost to the thing. He didn't die, but I thought he did, which is very upsetting. Let's also count the fact that I want to quickly show you one thing as well, lads. Like, I don't know if I can I'll try my best to show you a very good representation of the Squid Game quickly. Aha, this. So I'll leave a link to Paul's channel, but this is absolutely crazy. Like, I'll try to quickly summarize everything for you here, so you would see what is generally happening, what I'm trying to explain. I reacted to this on my second channel, but look, this is generally what I tried to tell you about. He woke up, player 456 woke up because he didn't know. It was after the car. 456 people were kidnapped to here because they didn't know where they're going. They were confused at the first, they didn't know what to do. Right? These guards are working for this organization in the island that collected all the players. They drove them and everything. Everybody was shocked. They started explaining the rules. Then, this is one of the announcer. This is the master of the game. He had a special black mask that is different from everybody else. He's happy because they didn't know what they're turning themselves into. But as soon as the red light, green light stopped, people start panicking. Look how much dead people was there. Nobody knew about it. It's absolutely crazy. This was absolutely crazy. The doll went crazy because so much people were dying. Look, everybody was moving. I'm so sorry. This guy that saved him, yep, is the guy? Not this one. This is player 456 that got saved. This guy had a family. He was fooled after and got killed. The second game is the Candy Dalgona. Look at that. They had to take a shape with a needle and try to scratch it. He got the worst one. Umbrella. They tried their best. Because if you break the candy, you're dead, that's it. There was people cheating as well. Yep, and then people start panicking and stuff. I cannot show you a better representation. This is the best one. Tug of War happened. Frick, I forgot about that as well. But there's not much happening there as well, the same. You lose, you die, you know? Technically, that's what happened, yeah, generally. Oh yeah, there was these little graves with a ribbon as well. But they burned the bodies though. Ah, bad. Oh yeah, this is where the marbles happened. The fourth game, I believe? Yeah, fourth game. When you're out of marbles, 10 marble bag, and you lose all the marbles, they kill. This girl lost on purpose. Because she killed her parents, I think, in real life. But she said, what are you doing? Throw better, right? She didn't want to lose like this. The sad part is because she had a little brother, and this girl wanted her to continue living. Let's see, he was tricked to have he had fake rocks. And this guy started to become the main villain after. He was a psychopath by lying like this. 001 lost. The girl wanted her to continue, but she was said, nice to meet you. Dude, this is very difficult to hold, I gotta say. This is a very emotional moment, dude. As fuck, dude. Generally, that is. I'm telling you, this is one of the most darkest series and the most darkest films to watch. What I mean by that is like very, very difficult and unbearable to watch sometimes for some people. So if you have some kind of like a, not like weak heart, but if you, sadness, if you have like a heart that's like too sensitive, I don't recommend watching. But hey, if you really opt for this challenge in a way, it's just like this for you to see. But be aware there'll be a lot of blood. If you're sensitive to those stuff, well, maybe it's not for you. But yeah, lads, I've been talking a lot, but it's just like my opinion, this is crazy because the guy thought that there's no humanity in this world. Everybody is for themselves, which is kind of true. I agree with that. People don't give a fuck about each other, dude. I gotta say that. If you see very, very small percentage of people in this world actually care, and the other ones are just gonna fight each other for the place, for anything in this world. Heck, even if there's competition, you'll find enemies already. Anything. YouTube is in a war as well area. Freaking anything contains. There are so much enemies around you. Don't trust nobody besides your family. Keep going with your life, you know? There's a lot to learn from this film as well, a bit, I would say. I'm not trying to brainwash, I'm not trying to propaganda or some shit like that. I'm explaining my opinion on how I look about this film. what I think about it, you know? Anyways, lads, the film has a good 7 out of 10 vibe, I think. It's 7 out of 10. Why 7 out of 10? Because emotional, very good emotions. They squeeze out the emotions the heck out of you. You cannot stop watching it, I gotta say. If you watch one episode, you'll be desperate to see another one. It's that crazy, dude. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you that this is one of the most craziest things that I've seen in life, clearly. I wanted to make a review because it's like to remember Squid Game how it is, how it was. Emotional, too much blood, I would say. But there is some justice there as well. I mean, the guy was trying to give them a second chance, but I don't know. The only one winner out of 456 people. So you know what the price was? 45,500,000 won. For each life is 100,000 won. It's the currency. Crazy. Anyways, lads, this is it for me. Have a good one, and yeah. I think that's it. Have a good one, lads. Subscribe if you're new, and yeah. That's it for me. I explained the Squid Game. 7 out of 10. Good 7 out of 10. It has a lot of vibes. It has a lot of creepy vibes as well there. A lot of mystery as well. But there'll be season 2. There will be season 2. Trust me. The ending is weird. The ending is not correct. There's something's gonna go on, dude. There's a strong indication for season 2.